fired up, baby. Turn me up. Let's get it. Quasi says, go Gator. West Day. Gator versus anybody. Boys and girls. Ezekiel. Lucas May. Sup, my guy? Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Yep. Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of High Top Sports. I am your host for this evening, Shelton Pete Walker. Boys and girls, we got a little bit of a recap today of the very first scrimmage. Florida Gators, old Billy Ballsack spoke to the media, had a few things to say about how well we're doing, the good, the bad, the ugly, the all around. And we all know how Billy's a little bit vanilla, a little bit squarish at times. So you know what we got to do? We got to come in. We got to bring the Lowry seasoning, okay? To spice up his press conference a little bit, go over it, talk about it with y'all, see how you guys are feeling about everything. Spring ball is here, boys, okay? I feel like yesterday we had a commit. Today we had scrimmage. Tomorrow's the best day of the week. I mean, this week is measuring up to being one of the top weeks thus far in 2023. And not much has happened. But I'm fired up. I mean, I'm always fired up. Y'all know the damn drill. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to show the guns. You know what I'm saying? It's Billy Ballsack time, baby. Let's do the damn thing. Drop a like, show some love, boys and girls. Welcome to the show. We got a lot to go over, a lot to discuss. We'll play some clips of Billy talking about old Armstrong, old third and visor. Okay, talking about that a little bit. Had a lot of great things to say. Biggest few quotes that I pulled from the interview today. Year one was a blender, right? And he kind of said, I mean, obviously it has some preface to that, some context to that comment, more so speaking to the sense of, hey, you got new guys coming in that year one, right? You got new investors, new coaches, new personnel. It's a blender. Lots going on. Year two, dial it in. Buddy looks good, okay? Billy Ballsack, I don't know if you guys saw what he was wearing. You'll see it in just a little bit. He was wearing the old Steve Jobs turtleneck, okay? Told me he was locked in. You know the ideology behind the turtleneck and Steve Jobs, right? The guy, all he wears is turtlenecks because then you got to think about what he's going to wear next. He's got a turtleneck every single day of the week. Same thing with the buzz cut. We already know about Billy Buzz cut. You eliminate your decisions. I don't know. I could be reaching here, but it's 98 degrees out in Florida today, okay? Nice steamy one, hot one, humidity out the ass. Buddy's wearing a long black sleeve turtleneck. That guy might go 14-0 next year. I'm just looking at the playbook here, boys, okay? Don't shoot the messenger. Just breaking it down what I'm seeing. You guys can take it how you want. You'll see it here in a minute for those of you who are watching. But I don't know. You guys let me know what you guys are feeling, how you guys think about that. All right? Glad to see you guys are all here this afternoon. B-Bean, how you doing, big guy? Garrett Bullet, High Top fan, what's popping? You know what I'm saying? What is popping? So first thing he said, lots of good, some bad, some ugly. That seems to be status quo for O'Billy. You know? You're never going to get too much out of what he's saying. He said effort was good, love the toughness and physicality coming from the practice. This was kind of his notes before he got into question. Again, something to keep in mind, too, this is the first time the team kind of operates on their own, right? Coaches on the sideline, allows for these kids to communicate, breaking off the training wheels for a little bit, okay? Especially the new guys. They've been kind of sheltered, right? Having the coach right next to them, running drills, having plays, but everyone's right there. You get into the stadium, coach on the sideline, you got reporters in the stands, feels a little more real that today, okay? So you got to see these kids kind of big-eyed, bushy-tailed, ready to rock and roll. Said it was good to see. Quoted on saying the Rooks look good. It was happy with how they played. So it's good to see, right? Further along, as far as execution that they were last year, he did say that. He goes, yeah, I do feel like we're making progress. We're further along than what we anticipated. And I will say, going back to last year, I think a lot of positive came out of the spring training. But he definitely looked, comparing to what I remember from last year, again, I'm pulling deep into the memory bank here, but felt like And you felt it right now, seeing him this year compared to last year. I think he felt calm last year, but it was more of like we're here. It's exciting. Everything's good to go. This year looks a little more calm. Things are like, hey, we're moving like we want to move. I'm not having to fight the first year jitters. I'm not having to try to, have these guys buy into Billy and Big Hawk. Everybody's bought in that's there right now. And so I think it's allowing for an easier transition. It's allowing for an easier season 2 for Billy. So it's good to see. It's really good to see. I'm loving every second of it. The next bit of notes that I have here is Mike Mazuka. We've been talking about him. We've been going back and forth on that and the update on that, on whether or not he was injured. I gave Soderquist a little bit of a hard time, right? He was injured. Confirmed by Billy Ballsack himself, came from the man's mouth, and said, yes, he was injured. Did an MRI prior to injury, and that was uncovered. He said it will deal with a little bit of setback, but expects him back for training camp. So we'll see. Think time will tell. And what was interesting, he said, look, 15 years ago, an incident like this happens, you never hear about it, right? Speaking to social media, guys being able to just get frustrated and react immediately. And I think that's kind of how it all played out. Find out that he's injured. He's like, F this shit, I'm out of here. I'm going to lose my job. I mean, these guys have been probably biting at his heels the whole time. And now, right, he's injured. Feels like he's going to be trying to claw his way back. He's like, I'm out of here. Screw it. So I think it speaks volumes. I think he kind of let on without letting too much on. But again, shows the culture that Billy is building. Shows that, look, kids get frustrated. Kids get upset. They make mistakes. That's part of life, right? And unfortunately, it lives forever now. It's like he said, we probably wouldn't even known about this 15 years ago. We wouldn't even been in a question. Wouldn't even been a topic of discussion. But it is spring ball. It is talking season. So any type of little, break in the armor, breaking the chain, we're gonna be all over it. Okay, little rats. So I think Napier is just relieved that he finally has depth. Agree, Muddy. Right? He looks a little more calm, cool, and collected about it. So I'm love seeing it. He's doing right now. He's doing great right now in spring. I forgot the other kid's name, but I think Boardingham is his name. He's been doing really good too. But Odom isn't bad at all. Kawazi, yes, we'll get into that too about the tight end room. Great things to say about the tight end room. So loved hearing that. Then another big thing, again, going into year 2, he says, look, the staff is better at teaching it. And something as being a coach and a leader, you learn from each time you teach it, right? You may feel you were teaching it to the best of your ability that first time, but then you get out on the field and you're like, the fuck's going on with these kids? How do they not understand what I'm saying? I am speaking to, just perfection here, and nobody's picking up what I'm putting down. And then you realize, well, maybe I went over it too fast, or maybe I said it too quickly, or maybe, right, I felt what I was saying was being transcribed a certain way. So then going back a second time, something that you want to emphasize and you realize I got overlooked, you'll spend more time on it. And this year they're going to realize, well, shit, I missed out on this. And, it keeps getting better and better with time. And this is the part that people don't understand of this rehiring and firing and transitioning coaches year in and year out. You run into the situation where things take time to get established, right? So we will see how that goes. But it was good to hear him say, like, look, you can definitely tell the difference between season 1 to season 2. So love hearing that. Billy G Wagon got pretty fired up when he was talking about old Billy G Wagon. Said, look, a lot of praise. Obviously, being a former wide receiver head coach, says he loved what Billy's doing, especially on recruiting. I don't know if that was a nod to Jeremiah Smith sliding on down to the swamp, booking a ticket for the long haul. I don't know, right? Like I said, Billy brings in the vanilla ice cream. We drizzle the caramel chocolate syrup with a little bit of sprinkles of whipped cream because we got to spice it up here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this isn't 1962, Billy, all right? Pop in the cassette, need a little bowl of vanilla ice cream. I need some flavor on that bad boy, all right? So I'm obviously reaching here, but it's talking season, and you're coming off a weekend of visit for Jeremiah Smith, DJ Lagway, who has been quoted to say he feels really, 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 I don't know how many really it was, but it was a lot of reallys, really good about Jeremiah Smith. And then a few days later, Billy Ballsack compliments Billy G Wagon on his recruiting. Again, don't shoot the messenger, boys, okay? Just telling you what I'm picking up, what I'm putting down. Boys and girls, it is a Tuesday afternoon. We've got over 100 people in here. Appreciate you. Drop a like, show some love. And we got a super chat from Jacob Cohen. Says, hey, man, Do you think DJ will be able to flip Jeremiah Smith? And what do you think is to come? Go Gators.
Hey, man.
Talk about
be able to flip Jeremiah
perfect
Smith?
timing.
And what do you think is to come? Go Gators.
I think I just answered your question there, Jacob. Feel pretty good about it. Okay? Feel pretty good about it. Look, committed to Ohio State. Going to be a tough one, but my goodness, if we could just reel that one in from Ohio State, pick me up and tickle me pink, I'll be ready to rock and roll on that one, boys. Speaking of wide receivers, transitioning to the tight end room, had some great things. I think that again, they ask him, hey, what's the best room? Billy gives you 19 fucking answers. Like, Billy, just one time. Just give us what we want. But it's kind of like it's like a girlfriend. If you give her everything you wanted the first time, she's gonna go find another dude to fuck. So you gotta kind of tease us on. You gotta keep us on the hook, right? And I respect that. Look, you got me hook, line, and sinker, Billy. Okay, you're doing a great job. Keep doing you. Obviously, it's got you to where you're at now. Don't listen to me. I'm just on the mic. But from what I'm pulling down, from what I'm pulling out, he felt really confident in the tight end room. And that's something I feel like we've lacked for a while. And I know we've got some prospects out there, which we're going to talk about tomorrow's show at 8:35 with Allie Wilbur. Hopefully I said her last name correctly. She will be on with Mr. Soderquist tonight tomorrow, so make sure you got to tune in for that because it's the best day of the damn week. Wednesday at 8:35. But loved hearing Arlos Boardingham's name, who we didn't see much of last year, I think due to an injury, if I'm not mistaken. So love hearing that Arlos is out here hooping. And I think the consensus from everybody is that he's just out there doing some nasty things. Just catching it with pinkies, thumbs, his foot, whatever's available to catch the football, Arlos is there doing it. And that just gets me riled up to hear about it. Who else did he say doing a great job? Hayden, also a lot of positivity. He said all for the entire room. So, again, loved hearing that. Another big takeaway. Again, Billy being Billy. Right? Just giving us a little bit of sprinkle, a little bit of graham cracker on top of the old strawberry shortcake. Says Graham is in competition for the job. Said it with confidence. I mean, he said it with a punch. You know what I'm saying? Not it's tough. No. He said Graham is in competition for his job. I just retweeted a video of our boy Aiden Mazel. Trying to find his head. Aiden Mazel. I keep him in the seat back there, boys. You see that? Aiden stays on the ready, just in case we need him, Aiden out here just little 3-pointer right into a little bucket from old Maximus Prime, okay? The nicknames for these kids, it just gets me razzle-dazzled. Where do they come from? I don't know. I pull them out of my ass. They just sit there, just kind of just stirred up, ready to be used whenever needed, Maximus Prime's out there balling, and I've been hollering. Not saying I don't want Graham to be successful. Not saying I don't want Miller to be successful. I want the Florida Gators to be successful. And if that means Maximus Prime, it's got to come in and do his thing, then that means Maximus Prime got to come in and do his thing. Buddy out there hooping. Got that dog in him. You know what I'm saying? So, just saying, boys, we will see. I'm out here just trying to decipher old vanilla ball sack Billy. That's all that I'm doing, okay? But he did say yes. He said competition. He says, look, one thing is he's comfortable. He has a lot of experience, which obviously that is going to be the biggest factor, I think, for Miller as well as for Max. That those guys they can't even compete with Graham on that. So they're hooping right now in practice, scrimmage, all those things. Great to see. It's gonna come down to how confident is Billy in his guys and their confidence. If they're winning the job, right? Or if it's close. Here's how I look at it, right? As of now, Graham Mertz, think about UFC. Graham Mertz is the defending champion. All right? When you fight the defending champion, you can't just go 5 rounds and it be close. You have to snatch the belt away. You have to, right? It's got to be clear as day that the contender took that belt away. So if it's close, if Ty is going to the runner, it's going to stay in Graham Mertz's parking lot because it's like, look, I have to feel ultimately confident to hand you this, right? So that's going to be interesting to see on how that plays out. I think if it comes in week 1 and Maximus Prime is out here doing it speaks volumes, guys. So think about it like that. Think about it like the fact that, again, Graham, even though he's the transfer, you'd have to assume that he is the defending champion. He holds the belt right now because he is him currently. I mean, he came there to earn the job, but to be the guy, right? So we will see. Motivated, dedicated says, y'all got me cracking up. Why you coming in here being negative, bro? It ain't even football season. I know Georgia, y'all don't have like a cool fan base and all to hang out with. I do notice, right? A lot of Georgia fans, you guys are like FSU fans. You kind of just show up for like 4 months out of the year. You're not really true fans. That's fine. Do you? And a lot of you guys trickle into the Florida's, podcast because you're lonely. You guys don't have any friends. Like we're like, that's how cool we are, that you would spend your time to come hang out with a Florida Gator podcast to talk shit. Who's the real loser? Oh, I love it. I love it here. Miller got that beta body language. Look at Eat a Dick just out here just being a poet. You don't teach that kind of thing. Cam Rising still at Utah, Tyler? Yeah, he is, but he's injured. So it'll be interesting to see if he plays week 1. I haven't heard much more. Boys and girls, we got over 100, almost 120. Let's show some love and drop a dang like. Come on, big fella. Let me get it. Like and subscribe if you're brand new here, too. Welcome to the show. Everybody looks good in spring except you, Motivated. All right, let's see what else we got left here. Big names. Again, they asked Billy, hey, Billy, can you give us, I know you don't like to do this. Great segue into the question, because I know you don't like to do this, Billy. But can you just give us 1, maybe 2 guys, right, that are doing really well, that you're like, yeah, these guys are locked in. They kicked ass all off season. Feeling really good about them. 1 or 2, like, who's your guy? Trying to give us the fans like a little bit of like, hey, Maximus Prime's out here hooping or something, whatever it may be. But just give us a name, right? He hesitates, looks down at his empty notebook, and he goes, Justin Boone, looking really good. Real good leadership. And I'm fired up now. I'm like, all right, he's going to give us the juice for what we want. He goes off to list like nine fucking names. Now, I'm going to go over each name anyways, but I was like, you had a shot there, Billy, and you just kind of let it flounder around. So Justice Boone, who we've had on the show twice now, okay? And I want to preface this too. We had him on last year before the season started. I think that was his freshman year. Don't quote me on that. I got a lot of names to remember, a lot of places. I think it was his freshman year, redshirt freshman. Had him on in his dorm room. I met him just a few months ago at the Gator Collective event. Now, one was in person, one was across the screen. I could feel a transition. That year under him made a difference. The way he carried himself from our first interview to that interview, how he spoke, he felt more confident. He felt like he was the guy now. When we spoke to him a year ago, he knew he was the underclassman coming in trying to find a spot, just trying to, find his footing. But you could tell when I met him, he's like, yeah, this is my team now, and I'm here to take over. Shamar James was another one who we spoke highly about, who we're excited to see. Another one that I met in person, carried himself very confidently. Everyone that I met, and again, I think that it speaks volumes to who was there. They're there for a reason. Walked very confidently in themselves. Jason Marshall, lights out. Princely, and he went on to say his last name, which I refuse to say on air because I don't want to butcher, disrespect his man. But Billy took the time to say Princely's last name. Kudos to Billy for having the balls to say it, and I mean he said it just perfectly. And I get it, like he's his player, so he should say it correctly. But it's a tough name. It's like 3 or 4 or 5 syllables. I listened to it a few times. Like, there's no way I'm trying to say that. I'll look like an idiot. You know what I'm saying? Look at Tony Benjamin. This is the kind of energy I'm looking for. That's the energy that we're looking for, Tony. Right? In March, fuck Georgia, Bama, Tennessee, Florida State, Kentucky, and then he caps it off with a middle finger because the first one wasn't enough. That's the energy that we're looking for at all times. At all times. I saw a few of you guys loving the hats. If you guys love the new hats, we've got a few flavors on the site here. Please go check it out. Links in the description. Brand spanking new, fresh as could be. I love them by far. They're more favorite than my first my first run through. I'm gonna be honest. Love the first run through. We'll always love it. The classics. There's only a limited supply of those. We'll never have them again. There's like 5 left. But these new ones are sick. He did confirm that Zip is injured and that he will be out for a long period of time as well. Didn't really give any too more details of that. Now, let's do this. Before we get out of here, I do want to show you him speak a little bit about Mr. Armstrong. All right, so let me go ahead and pass you over to Steve Jobs Billy. Make sure you guys can hear me. Hold on. Okay, good to go. Let's get it, boys.
The defensive guys, just continue to get used to working with Austin and the way that he might call things. How has that gone?
Yeah, no, I think it's going really well. I think today at times we were a little bit up and down. I think we were hot and cold to some degree. We were really good at times in the scrimmage, and then we had issues at times. So, we're playing combinations of players, right? Sometimes I got to remind some of these coaches, hey, don't forget, we just got to put 11 out there at once. So, you're
I feel like what he's trying to say there is obviously Austin Young being a young whippersnapper, high energy, right? Trying to get a lot done in one day, trying to look as best as they possibly can. And it's like, hey, Billy's got to remind him, like, check it up a little bit, slow down, right? I think that's what he's trying to say without saying it. You could tell it felt like he's more reserved on this. I think he's excited what he's seen, what he has been seeing, what he is seeing currently with the defense. Again, this is me trying to break down vanilla B here. But it felt like the defense is showing some highly explosive plays, but then just making kind of small mental errors. What I will say, Adam, is I'm excited to see is with Austin being a young whippersnapper, having this hungry mentality is probably going to be, he's going to have a long night. Tonight's going to be a long night for Mr. Armstrong. Mrs. Armstrong, he's not going to be home, okay? He's going to have a long, long night here tonight, so we'll see.
And the way we approach it, we spread the work out, right? We want to hit a quota for each player, get everybody quality work, and then have an opportunity to teach every player. So, but, no doubt that Austin's hit the ground running. I think we've improved the personnel, and I think that the young players over there, the newcomers over there are making a difference. And I think that all the people from a strategy and teaching standpoint, fundamentally, they're much more familiar with the system. That's getting overlooked, I think. So Mike and Sean and Corey, that entire group there, really Jay, the whole group and the second tier staff on that side of the ball that is returning. So we lost a few pieces, but I think the second tier and the infrastructure helps you absorb that a little bit.
Okay, huge there, right? So, look, obviously took a few blows, but there's good depth, not only on the players aspect, but in coaching too, that have run through his process before. And I love it. I'm loving every second of it. So, good stuff, boys and girls. Good recap. Exciting stuff. First scrimmage. We are just a little bit over 15 days from spring ball. Again, we will be there. I don't know how I'm going to plan that day out yet. Got a date with more likely with Mr. Judd Davis on Saturday. So maybe if they have, maybe he's doing something I can kind of tag along with. But we will see. I did a poll before the show. Let's see how that's being handled. Oops. Let's see how this is being handled here. I said, where do we finish in recruiting? 6% say number 1. I like it. 12% say 52% say top 5, and 30% say top 10. Okay. Obviously, probably a little biased there, but I like that's a healthy. I think top 5 is definitely what we need to be after. So, Wes, I'm not going to the Jumbo Shrimp game, Bubba. I gotta go live tomorrow. We'll see. Brian Carter, what's up, big dog? The hell you been, bro? Delivering pizzas? Shit, bro. Welcome back to the stream, man. I thought you quit on us, dude. Good to see you. Oh, Ernie's getting after it with Motivated Dedicated. I'll let you two kiss and make up later on. Well, boys and girls, hope you guys enjoyed the show today. I know Flounder. What a freaking avatar thumbnail, dude. Look at this. Cream will rise to the top. I love it. Let's go, baby. Let's get it. Let's get it, baby. Boys and girls, fantastic show. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow live at 8:35 with Mr. David Swolderquist himself, Allie Wilbur. She will be on the show bringing her insight. She's I wouldn't say new. She's been in the game, from my understanding, for about a minute, but she's finding herself in this, dialing in on Gator content, doing a phenomenal job. Slinging pizza, that's my life. I love it. Just slobbing all over my mic. Well, boys and girls, love you guys for coming over and hanging out. Make sure you guys drop a like. Subscribe if you're new here. You enjoyed today's content. I know I enjoyed hanging out with you guys. Love you as always. See you tomorrow. Boogie to boogie to boogie. Until next time. Show them.
Money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn